369. You want to hit the 3 fairly solid, but just a little off center so that you be sure and get the 6. Oh, look out. Oh, my goodness. That ball was fading away to the right, but he still managed to get them all. A 266. But Christian has opened the door for Anthony. Anthony needs to fill 19 in the 10th. He can do it with a strike and 9 on 2 balls. If he gets 8 on his first ball, he'll need a spare strike to tie. If he gets 7 on this ball, Christian wins the match. Oh, no!
I shouldn't have said that. My bad.
So look what happens here. The 8 count means he loses 2 pins in count. This match is now even. Anthony must make the 4-9 and strike on the fill ball for a tie. He's got to make this. Oh, man! You can't come any closer. But the rake sweeps it away, and Christian has won the match.
Anthony takes the no and walk to the low end. Ties the track can.
Unbelievable. Watch how close he was. He will cut this so thin it falls in front of the 9. That would have made the 4-6. That's how thin you got to cut it to get the 4-6. But look at this. It's too thin for the 4-9, and no one was more surprised than Christian, who is in shock. Now in its 10th season, it's Prodigy Bowlers Tour, celebrating junior bowling and elevating junior bowlers. Today, episode 197. The 2025 Kansas City Open October Point Tournament. 5 players have advanced to the TV finals, but only one can leave today with the title in Division 5. Here are the 5 finalists. Qualified 5th is Colton Peters of Greenwood, Missouri. He'll meet the 4th qualifier, Christian Gerald of Leavenworth, Kansas. The winner will challenge the number 3 qualifier, Kanan Duncan, looking for his 2nd title on Prodigy today. That winner will face the 2 seed, Phoenix Kearns of Kearney, Missouri. And the winner will bowl for the championship against our tournament leader, Shane Wood of Kearney, Missouri. One of these 5 aspiring young athletes will claim the title in Division 5 and will sign the 10th anniversary black coveted trophy pin. Today on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. We welcome you to the north side of the Kansas City Metro, north of the Missouri River, to Gladstone, Missouri, and Gladstone Bowl, a very active bowling center with a strong youth bowling program and tons of adult leagues that have been coming to this house since it was first built in the 1950s. And our thanks to Gladstone Bowl's general manager and youth coordinator, Jamie Hayes, for her hospitality and for her ongoing commitment to youth bowling. The Kansas City Open holds competitions in 5 average-based divisions, and today we bring you the Stepladder finals among the final 5 players in Division 5. The group of players whose averages fall in the 139 and lower group. Many of these kids are just starting out, but make no mistake, their competitive fires burn just as brightly as those of our scratch bowlers who compete in Division 1. You'll see them on our next episode of Prodigy. As always, in the KCO Point tournaments, players bowl in either the A squad, which goes off first thing in the morning, or the B squad. Both squads bowl 3 games in the morning, then 3 more games in the afternoon, when the field is cut to the top 5 in each of the 5 divisions, and they all hold their own Stepladder finals. Here on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, we bring you 2 of those Stepladders on the show each month. We always bring you the finals in Division 1, and this month we're covering Division 5. We had a total of just 15 players bowl in Division 5 this month, making it one of the smaller divisions in the field. But that also gave contestants in the division a good chance of making it onto the show, as fully a third of the field has advanced to the championship round. Let's take a look at how the qualifying round shook out in Division 5. Of course, you know who the top 5 are. Allison Myers finished 6th, making her our alternate. There you see Maverick Kearns in 7th. That's Phoenix Kearns' younger brother. A few names you might recognize. Brianna Wanina and Kendall Cochran have both been on Prodigy before. In 11th is Henry Spooner. You saw his older brother Grant on Prodigy in Division 1 last month. And Henry Montague's older brother Caleb was on the show last month as tournament leader in Division 3. Also, there's Anya Duncan. She's Kanan Duncan's older sister. She's just getting her feet wet in the sport. Finally, here's how the Stepladder Finals shapes up in Division 5. The 4th and 5th place qualifiers will do battle in our first match, and then you see qualifiers 3, 2, and 1 who are down on the practice pair, staying loose and getting ready to take on whoever advances to face them. But right now, it's time to bring up the curtain on our opening match between the number 5 qualifier, Colton Peters, and the 4th qualifier, Christian Gerald. Both of these young fellows are making their first appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Last month in Olathe, Christian finished 12th in a much larger Division 5 field, and Colton Peters finished 20th. So both players have already had a successful outing today in Gladstone, finishing higher no matter what happens from here on in. Christian, being the higher qualifier, had the option. He has elected to start the match. And he crosses over with his opening toss, leaves the 6-pin. We have a bit of an age discrepancy between these two here. Christian is 12 years old. Colton is 16. But as you can tell from their handicaps, just 2 pins separating them, both with comparable averages. And there's a spare to start for Christian Gerald. And now Colton Peters, who, despite being 16 years of age, has been bowling a far shorter period of time than Christian. Colton started just a couple of years ago. And that one gets away from him and clips off 1 pin. He uses the kind of approach we see a lot with the kids who are just first starting out. It's basically a one-step drill. He just walks up to the foul line, takes 1 step, swings it, lets it go, and he makes his spare. It's not a bad way to start bowling, but eventually they need to move back and start taking steps and coordinating those steps with swinging the ball. But I'll tell you what, if you throw it like that, it doesn't matter how many steps you take. I knew a guy in Georgia who had an injury to his back and had to bowl with a 1-step approach. He shot 300 with it. So it can be done. Right over the second arrow, he's pointing it right at the pocket. That ball's not hooking much at all. And he just stuffed that one right in the hole. Christian, who you can see tries to put a little hook on it, gives it the business at the bottom of the swing when he lets it go. Maybe a little more than he needs to be honest. That one goes through the nose, and he leaves a tricky spare, the 3-6-10. Now you can see we've added the player's handicap into their score in the first frame. Christian covers the spare, not exactly the way we draw it up, but a spare is a spare is a spare, and he'll take it. And now he'll move over to the left lane. Christian, who also plays baseball. Hopefully we won't have to make the call a swing and a miss while he's bowling today. That wouldn't be good. Crosses over, nearly gets a reverse blower. Leaves the 10. Somebody's coaching him up. He's standing on the left side of the lane, just like we'd tell you to. But he sends it a little too wide. And that one is not going to hook back. You got to keep that ball off the gray board. It's an open in the third, and now Colton with a 13-pin advantage, working on a strike, and now up in the third frame. Once again, you will see him take all of his steps up to the foul line and then swing the ball and take one more step. Puts it in the pocket, but he doesn't have the rev rate or the axis rotation to get that ball to drive through the pins to take out the 7, but he leaves a simple spare. But he pulls it left and hands the open frame right back to Christian. And now just one pin separating these two as Colton moves over to the left lane. Boy, that's a good shot. Another one, he just pointed it right at the pocket and threw a frozen rope. There was never a doubt about this one. It would be a 6-step approach, but he takes 5, stops, then takes just one to throw it, and he planted that one right in the pocket. All right, Christian. Sends it out, but it doesn't come back. So he's going to have the 1-2-4 to shoot. Christian's high game is just 160. And he has a high series of 423. But I got to believe it won't be long and he'll improve on both. And we see KCO board member Michael Strack, our observer, calling for the ball return, but the ball actually is back now. And look at this spare. Christian gets congratulations from Lillian Fuhr, one of the Division 4 contestants, bowling on the pair to our right. We'll let you know how their stepladder played out when we get to the end of the show after we visit with our winner here in Division 5. And once again, he loses that one wide right. It doesn't quite come back. And he's got the 1-2-4. Is he going to make it on the outside again? No, this one crosses over right where you want it in the 1-2, and he takes care of it just like you draw it up. All right, Colton Peters started bowling when he's 14. He's 16 now, as we mentioned earlier. So he's only been at it a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. He got started bowling when his mom and dad took him to the bowling alley. He decided he likes it. Well, he put that one right on the nose. Lucky to get away with 8 and no split. And now he's got the 3-6 to deal with. He moves to the left side of the approach, as we would recommend. But he sends it a little too far to the right. And we've seen his ball reaction. He's not going to get much hook. So he's got to go right at whatever he's shooting at. In this case, he sent it out to the right. And predictably, it did not come back. See if he can get another strike here on the left lane. Not like that. Well, he just pulled it left. On these one-step approaches, like the one Colton uses, you've just really got to drill into them the straight back, straight through arm swing. Any sort of variation, you're going to have a problem. Pretty good recovery. Gets 8. Would like to have gotten that on the first ball, leaving an easier spare, but it is another open, and now Christian has opened up a 22-pin lead, sitting on the bench, working on a spare. There you go. That one climbed into the pocket. Had a chance to send that 5-pin over into the 7. Just didn't have quite the power to drive through, but leaves an easy spare. The 7-pin. Got a hook. Here it comes. There you go. Christian started bowling when he was 5. He's been in youth league since that time. Says he got started bowling watching his mom bowl. And he says his best moment in bowling is when his mom allowed him to join KCO finally. Well, you don't really join KCO, but you do bowl in it, and we're glad to have him. I know the KCO is glad to have him. I'm glad to have him on Prodigy. Crosses over with that one. Leaves the 1-3-6-9. Got to be careful with this. Oh, you can't throw it there. Got to keep the ball off the gray board. And that open frame really tightens the match. Just 3 pins separating these two. Finds the Brooklyn pocket. Gets 9, leaves just the 3-pin. He should be able to handle this. Oh, and he just missed to the left. Well, let's go down to the practice pair and meet the player who is waiting to take on the winner. Kanan Duncan, you're going to face the winner of this match. How are the lanes?
It's good. I need my ball to get through there.
Yeah?
Just need to keep practicing.
So, what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about getting my ball out there to play a little bit, then coming back in. So strike right there.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
He looks like he's ready to go. He's always ready to bowl. Now look at this. I think Colton has decided he'd like to finish on the left lane, and he is going to finish on the left lane. He'd like to bowl all his frames on this lane. Catches the light shaker on the Brooklyn side, the 9-pin, the last one to fall. All right, Christian. Oh, goodness gracious. I was going to say get up, but boy, it really got up and got up a little too much. Right through the nose, and now he's got the 6-7-10. It can be made. You got to put the ball way over on the right edge of the 6-pin and just graze it, slide it across the lane. Charles Bostic did it on our very first episode of Prodigy 9 years ago. See if Christian can do the same thing. Not quite, but he gets 9. And that tightens the match once again. Christian with a narrow 3-pin lead heading into the 9th frame, but his opponent, Colton Peters, working on a strike. Now's the time to bring your A game. That's a pretty good ball right there, right in the pocket. Couldn't get the 10-pin to go. But now this is where spares become super, super important. Christian might be able to win this match if he can unlock his spare game right here. Well, that was a little closer than the last time he shot at the right corner. But it's an open frame, and with that, he hands Colton the lead as Colton gets up in the 9th frame with a strike up. Oh, no. Well, you can't be doing that. The good news for Colton is he was working on a strike, not a spare, not working on a double, so he doesn't lose any pins in count. That's as good as 9 if he can spare. Well, it's as good as 9 anyway. He got 9. Wouldn't have mattered if he went gutter 9 or 9 gutter. Either way, he stays close, but it's an open frame, and the lead goes back to Christian. Christian leads by 4. Well, for some reason, Colton is just more comfortable on the left lane. I don't know why. It could be something optical, like those posts that separate lanes 16 and 17. It can bother a player, but it's a tricky spare here, the 3-9. Oh, and he made a pretty good pass at it, but leaves the sleeper 9. And so Christian takes a 15-pin lead into the final frame, and the scoreboard tells the story. Christian needs 6 pins on 2 balls here in the 10th frame to win the match. And there's 8, and that'll send him into match 2. Doesn't matter if he makes this split or not. But if he wants to make it, here's how to do it. Put the ball on the right side of the 3-pin. The ball will deflect over into the 10. He's doing the right thing, playing from the left side of the lane. But he sends it into the moat. It's not going to come back from there. Doesn't matter, though. It's a 158 to 155 victory. And a win is a win is a win. Christian Gerald is moving on to match 2, where he'll face Kanan Duncan next. In 2016, when Prodigy Bowlers Tour was first launched, the kids on the show were just bowling for bragging rights. But a viewer of the show, Amanda Mayer, left a comment on one of the videos saying, if there were an actual prize they were bowling for, you might get more kids to enter. And with that, the coveted trophy pin was born. On each show, the winner would sign the coveted trophy pin, and that tradition has continued until today. At the end of each season, we hold the Prodigy Bowlers Tour Tournament of Champions, or Prodigy TOC for short, and the winner claims the pin as their own. Early on in the show's history, some of our winners opted to give the pin away, but in recent years, the victors have figured, if the coveted trophy pin is all that coveted, then why wouldn't I want to keep it? I wouldn't argue with them, and so they have kept it. There were a couple of years in there during the pandemic where we didn't award a coveted trophy pin. But here's the list of winners through the years. Charles Bostic in 2017, Peyton Smith in 2018, Nick Dissinger in 2019. Production of the show was suspended in 2020 due to the pandemic, so the 2019-2020 coveted trophy pin was orphaned mid-season. But just before I moved back to Kansas City from Atlanta in late 2021, we gave that final Atlanta coveted trophy pin to the winner of the Farewell Atlanta episode of the show, and that pin went to Hunter Moffett. In 2022, we shot and released our first Kansas City-based episode, the 2022 KCO Invitational, but there was no coveted trophy pin. Then, in the fall of 2022, when we started covering the KCO each month, a new coveted trophy pin was put in play, and in 2023, it was won by P.J. Dokalis. In 2024, Rhett Ryman was the first to break tradition and keep the coveted trophy pin when he won it. And in 2025, Eli Clinklin claimed the Prodigy TOC title, and along with it, the coveted trophy pin. Once again this season, all the winners at all the KCO tournaments throughout the current season are qualified to bowl in the 2026 Prodigy TOC, where the current coveted trophy pin will be claimed by the next Prodigy TOC winner. Even though Colton Peters won the contest for the most strikes in that opening match, 3 strikes to none, he lost the contest for most open frames, 6 to 5, and ultimately that was the difference. Even though Christian Gerald failed to get even 1 strike, and he finished with 4 straight opens, just the fact that he was able to make 1 more mark than Colton in the course of the match was enough to give him the winning edge. So it's Christian Gerald who sneaks past our opening match and into match 2, where he'll now face a mighty might in little Kanan Duncan. Kanan, as you may recall, won on Prodigy in our season premiere a year ago in September 2024. Although he's made a few stepladders since that time, he kept running into Briley Walschlager Monty, and she kept derailing his chances to advance. It's taken Kanan 13 months to find his way back onto Prodigy Bowlers Tour, but today, at the ripe old age of 7, he's now a wily veteran and seems ready to take on the challenge that awaits him. But it's going to be Christian who will lead off. That ball tried to get up, and then it just kind of stopped. As you can see, Christian receiving 7 more pins in handicap than Kanan. We'll add those pins into their score in the first frame. Got to be careful with the sleeper 8. Oh, he covers it perfectly. And now we get a look at the smallest player in our 5-player field today, Kanan Duncan. The last time he was on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, I made the mistake of referring to him as Little Guy. a number of times, and he was not happy with me about that. So I'll just call him Canaan. Although I'm not sure you can see it with our camera, but on the back of his shirt, it says Cannonball. He uses the two-handed delivery style. That's different from the two-handed approach made famous by players like Jason Belmonte. He passes the ball off his chest like a basketball pass with both hands. He has his fingers in his right hand in the ball, but he throws it off his chest like a basketball pass. And surprise, surprise, he's a pretty good little spare shooter. And I'll tell you what, in Division 5, if you can cover spares, you're going to be a threat anytime. But you can't be doing that, especially when you're working on a spare. So he loses 10 pins in count. That would be a spare, which is worth 10 plus whatever you get on your next ball, which in this case was 0. So he would have 10 pins in the first frame. We've added that to his 22 pins of handicap. That's how we arrive at 32 in the first frame. See if he can make the spare. A little too much of the head pin. Gets 8, though. But it's an open frame. And Christian Gerald holds a 29-pin lead. Oh, he pulled it. Pulled it way left of his target. These young players that are just starting out, there's so many fundamentals they have yet to master. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose to go into it on a show like this. You see he misses one to the left and then he misses one to the right. Errant shots. So he hands a lot of that count back to Canaan that Canaan handed to him with that gutter ball. And now Christian's lead is down to just 5 pins, which puts us pretty close to where we started. That's a better shot. If it'll get up, it's trying to. At least he got the 5 to go out. The 5-7 is not something you want to have to shoot at. But with just the 7 pin, I think he can handle that. Will it hook? Not quite. So an open frame, and now the lead passes from Christian to Canaan. And Canaan will get up on the right lane and try to regroup after that open. This is a better shot. That's a lot better shot. He gets the wall shot and fist pumps it. As Lillian Fuhr gives him a little congratulatory fist bump from lane 17, where she is bowling in her match in Division 4. We'll recap the Division 4 stepladder at the end of our show. Look out. Oh boy, right through the heart. And now Canaan has a problem. The 6-7 split. Now, earlier today in qualifying, he actually made this. So he knows what he's got to do. Put the ball over on the right edge of the 6-pin, slide it across the lane. Oh, this has a chance. Oh, man. That was pretty close. Just got a little too much of the 6-pin. All right. Now Christian with the lead back in his hands. And man alive, that was high flush. Watch how he eyes this one after it leaves his hand. Yeah, he's checking it out, Yeah, hold pocket. It did. Well, if he could put another one up here, that'd be big. Maybe. Oh, it jumped at the end. And now he's got a split of his own. And this is a doozy. The 3, 4, 6, 7, 10 can be made. You got to slide the 3 over into the 4. The ball will get the 6 and 10. And you hope that the 3 or the 4 will get the 7. Oh, man, he didn't miss by much. That was a heck of a try. So we've had a couple of splits, one by each player, and they both came pretty doggone close to making their splits. All right, Kanan back up on the right. This one crosses over, gets some mixing action. And now he's left with the 10-pin. He has obviously learned to throw the ball straighter at those right side spares. He used to never be able to make a 10-pin. And this one's going to fall off into the gutter, but usually he would hook by the 10-pin. But he has learned to throw to the right side of the lane at those corner pin spares without putting the hook on it. This one's going to cross over. He gets 9, leaves a little easier spare, I'd say, than the 10-pin for our junior bowlers who are just starting out. Kanan is 7, but he started bowling at the age of 3, if you can believe it. Got to figure he was probably using a ramp back then. One of those things the kids set the ball on and give it a push. All right, Christian with a 1-pin lead. Oh my, another split. Well, we can't have that. He doesn't lose any count because he wasn't on a spare. But this is going to take a Herculean effort to slide that 4 over into the 10. Can he do it? Not this time, but he gets the 2 on the left. So he maximizes his count short of a spare. And the lead is now 10 for Kanan Duncan. These two going back and forth. This is reminiscent of what we saw in the last match. Oh, I thought that was going to hook at the end, and it just stayed right where it was. Never got up. So he leaves the clothesline, the 1, 2, 4, 7. Want to put the ball on the 1 and 2. Just like that. Nicely done, young fella. But now Kanan with the lead, working on a spare. And he plants it right in the pocket and gets a strike. Best shot he's thrown this match. Watch it again. He's going to throw this over about 16 at the arrows. It gets out to about 6 at the break point, and here it comes. The only thing that might have stood up would be a stone 7, but it went out late. How about another one? Well, not to be, and now he's got a little problem, a little baby split problem. The 3-10. Once again, you want to put the ball on the right side of the 3, let it deflect over into the 10. He's gonna make this. Oh my goodness. I tell you, he used to not be able to make a spare on the right side of the lane, but he's learned this little straight ball. It's not really straight, but it doesn't hook as much, and now he's a threat. And Christian says, you know what, I can stuff him right in the hole too. And that was a big strike right there. Keeps him in the match. Just 10 pins behind. Watch it again. He's got a nice little delivery. Watch him rip the ball at the bottom. Over about 13 at the arrows, out to about, 7, I'd say. And that was 10 back. How about another one right here? Oh, he gets it. He trips the 4. And we have an even match. Watch this. See, he's got his pinky tucked like the big boys do who really want to spin it. Watch this. It's going to come in just a fraction high, but that 2-pin knocks the 7 into the back of the 4. And see you later, pins. That's a double. And this match is all knotted up. And Kanan crosses over in the 9th. On top of his spare, gives it a fist pump. And these two are even Steven as we head to the 10th frame. Watch this. I think that went over right about the 4th arrow. It'll only get out to about 11. It's going to cross over right in that sweet spot of the Brooklyn side. And he got something to knock the 9 over. I don't know what it was. And he crosses over a little high on the head pin. Leaves the 6-10. No loss in count because he was only on 1 strike, not 2. Oh, that's got to get right. And so he opens in the 10th. That's not what you want. And he hands a 14-pin lead to Christian as Christian gets up in the 10th frame with a double working. Oh my goodness, he pulled that one. He pulled that one way left, but still managed to get 8 out of it. And the only 2 pins left standing are the 2 he was trying to hit, the 1-3. But now here's the situation. Christian needs to make this to win the match. If he chops it, gets one of them, we have a tie. If he misses both of them, Kanan wins. Oh, and he gets one of them, and this match ends in a tie. And that means we will go to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off to settle this tie. Here's how that works. It's a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. The player who finished the match last, that was Christian, he will start second in a roll-off. That means Kanan will go first. If they're tied after the 9th and 10th frame roll-off, we reverse the order and then go again. And we'll continue that until we break the tie. The players receive 20% of their usual full game handicap, since we're bowling 2 out of 10 frames. And of course that 20% is rounded down to the nearest pin. So what that means in this particular case is Christian is going to get 5 pins of handicap, and Kanan will get 4. And we see Lee Miller, the chairman of the KCO, sorting all that out. Kanan is going to start on the left lane. He will bowl effectively a 9th frame here. No, and he goes right through the nose. And he will get another chance at the 6-7-10. Came pretty close to making the 6-7 earlier. Made it in qualifying. Can he go 2 for 3? See how he's gotten that ball to go straight? Now, it hooked a little bit on him. Chops the 6 off the 10, and that's an open frame, so give him 8 plus the 4 pins of handicap. So he has 12 in the 9th frame. And now Christian. Oh man, that was a pretty good shot right there, right in the pocket. Hit him pretty hard too, but that 6 pin just did not do its job on the 10. And so he's got this pesky right corner pin spare to shoot at that has given him fits in this match. Let's see if he can make it this time. Not to be. So his 9 plus his 5 pins of handicap give him 14. So Christian takes a 2-pin lead into the 10th frame. Once again, if they finish this 9th and 10th frame roll-off tied, we'll reverse the order. Christian will go first, and then they'll just do another one. Get up. Didn't quite. Leaves the 1-2-4. Oh, it's going to overhook. So it's 9 out, and 23 will be his score. So Kanan, to beat 23, is going to need a mark and 2 pins. Well, there's a mark. That's the best kind of mark. Put up the X. Watch this young fellow. Over about 18, out to about 8. It crosses over. And he is pumped. Now he's just got to keep it on the lane, get 2 pins. He's got 2 shots to get them. Yeah, you can bank that one. He gets all 10. How about Kanan Duncan? Watch this. He actually finishes on the wrong foot. He's like Lou Campy, the old PBA pro from the 1950s and 60s who learned bocce before bowling, and they throw bocce balls off the right foot if they're right-handed. He won the first ever PBA tournament. Kanan Duncan just won his match here on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, and he will be moving on to match 3 to face our 2-seed Phoenix Kearns when we return. Surprisingly, less than a quarter of you watching Prodigy right now are actually subscribed to the channel. Did you know that by not subscribing, you keep us from growing the channel? Take a moment right now and smash that subscribe button. Ring the notification bell so you'll receive a notification whenever we post a new video. That way, you won't miss anything. Leave a comment down below. We just ask that you not post any spoilers. You know, comments that give away the ending. This kind of engagement, viewers hitting the like button, subscribing, and leaving comments, goes a long way toward getting YouTube's algorithm to serve up our videos to more like-minded viewers like you. Oh, and be sure to share the video with everyone you know on your social media feeds. Send the link to your friends, especially your bowling friends. And tell the folks at your local bowling center to play Prodigy in the center or in the pro shop. Most folks in the bowling business enjoy Prodigy once they've seen it, but if they don't know about it, they won't watch. Help us grow Prodigy by spreading the word about the show. And thanks to you for being a loyal viewer of Prodigy Bowlers Tour. That was one of the best Division 5 matches I've seen at the KCO on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Both players exchanged volleys, and nobody knew for sure which player would come out on top. And sure enough, we had to go to extra frames to sort it all out. Christian Gerald put up a heck of a fight, but in the end, Kanan Duncan made just enough quality shots to outlast him. But a fourth-place finish for Christian is not nothing, and I have a strong suspicion that we'll be seeing that scrappy young competitor again. But this time, it's Kanan Duncan who survived a nail-biter, and now he's on to match 3, where he'll face the 2-seed Phoenix Kearns. Phoenix won his way into the Prodigy TOC last season by claiming the Division 5 title last February at Crown Lanes in Leavenworth. So he knows his way to the winner's circle. But I've never seen Kanan Duncan appear so determined as he was in that last match, with all the fist pumping and whatnot. If he can maintain the same intensity and keep the ball in play, he's a good enough spare shooter that he can be a tough out for anybody in Division 5. This should be fun. Little age discrepancy here. Phoenix is 11, Kanan 7. Big loft. And that ball crosses over and just barely got the head pin. He leaves the 3-6-9. Phoenix nickname is Arizona. I think I can figure out why. Uh-oh. Well, he got around that ball a little bit. Put the big hook on it. And it hooks past the 3-pin. He just barely got the 3 and 6. So an open to begin, and now Kanan Duncan. Oh my goodness. You know, that looks like the 410, but it's not. That's the 2-pin. That's the 210. Look at it again. We'll take a close look at it, and you'll be able to see. Watch the 2-pin. The third one from the left. The ball is going to nudge it. It gets paralyzed up against the 4-pin, moves over into the 4-pin spot, and stays there. This will play like a 410, or pretty darn near, but it's really the 210. And just like every other chance he's had at a split today, he either makes it or comes close. But that's an open frame. And so Phoenix maintains a 7-pin lead. Well, Kanan says his best moment in bowling is when he shot a 179 at the Pepsi tournament. That was pretty good. Oh, man. That could easily have gone. Right in the pocket. Leaves the 10. He has a 539 series to his credit. Now think about that for a minute. No, he just missed the 10 by a hair. All right, Phoenix Kearns wants to grow up to be a lawyer. He's been bowling for only about a year. He started at the age of 10. He's 11 now. Crosses over and gets him to mix. And that'll make him happy as he gets directions. Do I go over to the left lane now? Yes, you do. Watch this one again. Falls off to the right, takes a step off to the right on almost every shot. That can be fixed with a little coaching. Uh-oh. Oh, man. He's living on the edge. Leaves the 5-7 split. Move your feet about 3 boards to the left of where you stand for a strike and throw it over your strike target. And you'll be in the ballpark to make this. But you see, he gets around it and pulls it left. And misses both of them on the left. And that's no good. So an open frame, and that keeps the match close. Kanan within 4 pins. He's still looking for his first mark this game. Well, he's lucky to break that one up and leave just 1. That could have been another split. But the good news is this 6-pin is right in his wheelhouse. He should be able to make this. If it'll just get over, nope. So an open frame, and that lead of Phoenix's now grows to 15 pins, and Kanan will have to look for a spare in the 4th frame. Funny thing about our sport, you're going to keep leaving the same spare over and over until you show us you can make it. But I know he can make it, and I'll bet he will here. Yep. There you go. Well, Phoenix is a first-degree black belt, so don't cross him. Taekwondo. Yikes. Well, if you watch him release the ball, he gets his hand all the way around it rather than staying behind the ball. That's usually a function of the elbow flying out to the right. It's one of the reasons he lofts it so much, is to try to keep it on line. But when the lanes get real dry like they are today, you've either got to move way left, and he's already pretty far left, or you got to figure out a way to not get around it so much. He's going to do it again. It just gets 1. You can't keep doing that. Keep your elbow in close to your body. Keep the palm of your hand facing the pins until just as you let it go. He's just turning it too much. And I know it can be frustrating when you're not seeing the ball reaction you're expecting, and you don't know why you're not getting the ball reaction you want. Well, Kanan narrowly avoids another split. This time it's the 6 with company, the 6-10. He should be able to make this. I think he just did. There you go. Kanan also plays baseball. How would you like to be a pitcher and have to hit that strike zone? Oh my goodness, another 6, 7, 10. How many times can you leave that in one day? That's 4 that I know of. Here's how to make it. Oh, it's just a little too wide. He is not afraid to go for that. All right, Phoenix. That was better. But once again, it crosses over. And he's left with just the 3-pin. This kid is a Boy Scout, and believe it or not, he's been playing the ukulele for 6 years. But he hooks by the 3-pin for another open, and you can see it on his face. He's got his dauber down. He knows he's struggling. Big loft should delay the hook. But the problem with the big loft is you also tend to catch the fingers on the upswing, putting a little more stuff on the ball, which makes it overreact on the back end. Oh, he just got a piece of the head pin, and it was enough to take out the 3 and 6. So he stops the bleeding and gets his second mark of the game, and he's only down by 4 pins. And look out. Kanan nearly put that one in Never Never Land. Gets just 3, leaves the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. As you might guess, you just shoot this like a strike. How about it? How about it? Well, that keeps him in the lead. If he had opened, he would have surrendered the lead to Phoenix. But as we get down to the final 3 frames, we've got us another close match. That's got to get up. And he has left a tricky little spare, the 1, 2, 8, 9. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to miss this. The best way to make it is to hit it pretty square on the head pin. Just knock the head pin back into the 9 pin. The ball will get the 2 and probably get the 8 as well. How about this? Oh, he just got a little bit too far left on the head pin, and it missed the 9. So he hands the lead to Phoenix Kearns, who's up on the right lane working on a spare. Uh-oh. And Phoenix just handed 10 pins in count to Kanan by throwing a gutter ball on a spare. That's no good. Let's see a spare here. Well, you could tell he was trying to keep that one airborne a little longer down the lane to try to keep it from hooking. You know, I think if I was in his position, I would seriously, if he doesn't have a urethane ball or something that doesn't hook, I might consider going with my spare ball. These lanes are so dry. There you go. He got that one far enough out to the right. It's still almost left a 5-pin, but watch this. See where he throws this one. It's not in the air as long as some of them. He threw it over about 14 at the arrows, got it out to about 4 at the break point. It rolled out and didn't continue to finish, but he had the entry angle to carry a strike. And Kanan throws it into the Brooklyn pocket once again and gets them all to go and gives us another fist pump. Kid is hilarious. Watch this. Over about the 4th arrow, out to about 11. It's going to cross over. And I don't know what got the 5 and 9 to go, but down they went, and that's all that matters. All right, he doesn't get up to the pocket, but leaves a pretty easy spare. The 1-2 here in the 10th frame. He leads by 11. A spare here would be huge, as it would force Phoenix to perform in the 10th. That's a solid conversion at just the right time. Phoenix can strike out for 166. Kanan can get to 156 with a strike on this ball. Well, he's going to short count just a little bit. He gets 7. So it's a 153. So Phoenix must strike on the first ball to have any chance of winning the match. Oh, he made a good pass at it. Found the pocket, but just couldn't carry the 10-pin. And that's curtains for Phoenix, as Kanan Duncan has won his 2nd match. There you go, Phoenix. A spare. He's going to be in the 140s. It's not going to be enough. But I'll tell you what, a 3rd place finish is not nothing. It's 142 to Kanan's 153. Phoenix had a good day, but in the end, Kanan Duncan shakes his hand because Kanan knows he's moving on to the championship match. He's going to bowl for the title against Shane Wood when we return. You know, there are lots of ways to support Prodigy Bowlers Tour. One way is to tell your friends about it and even send a link to the show to friends who may not have seen it before. But if you want to go one step further and show a little financial support for all the work that goes into creating these episodes of the show, and each episode takes about 40 hours to edit, become a Prodigy patron. For just $5 a month, you get early access to each full-length episode of the show, at least a day or two before the episode goes public. And for just $10 a month, you not only get early access to each episode, but you also join the elite supporters of the show by getting your name in the show's closing credits as an executive producer. To become a Prodigy patron, go to www.patreon.com/Prodigy Bowlers Tour and follow the directions to become a patron. It's like throwing a little change into the guitar case of someone who's playing guitar on the street. Just a small way to show your appreciation for the work that goes into creating the art that you then get to enjoy. And you'll receive my undying gratitude for your kindness. Once again, go to www.patreon.com/Prodigy Bowlers Tour and become a Prodigy patron. Another match that was close the whole way. But in the end, Phoenix Kearns seemed a little too perplexed by the hooking conditions that the lanes presented. Still, he had a chance to win in the 10th frame and actually threw one of his best shots of the match when he needed a strike, but couldn't get the 10-pin to fall. So he came up just a little short. And that sends the littlest player in our field today, Kanan Duncan, into the championship match where Shane Wood awaits. Full disclosure, Kanan bowls with us at Olathe Lanes East where I coach, so I've given him a few tips along the way. And at the request of his father, I actually gave Shane Wood a lesson some time back. So I've coached both of these youngsters. Consequently, I guess you could say I have two dogs in this fight. There's about a 3-year age difference between these two. Kanan is 7, Shane is 10, and both have supportive family members in the gallery. So I'm sure we'll hear some hooting and hollering as they cheer for these two young competitors. Shane, being the higher qualifier, had the option. He has elected to lead off. He gets a Brooklyn, but you see that ball hooking early. He got that thing a little farther to the right than perhaps he would like. Watch it. That's going to get out. That starts hooking at about 30 foot. You just want to keep it left of the 10th board, I think. Kind of like Kanan is doing, but with more speed. And that makes 5, 6, 7, 10s for him that I've seen. 4 of them on the show today. That's crazy. And he's going to hook a little too much and get 8 out. So 8 plus his 22 pins of handicap gives him 30 in the first frame. And he wastes no time throwing the first ball in his second frame. And it just barely ticks the head pin. And now he's left the double wood 3-9. Best way to make it is just put the ball flush on the front of the 3-pin. Just like that. Tell you what, he's been pretty good with his spares today, and that's how a high handicap player gets to the championship match. All right, Shane Wood up on the right lane, working on a strike. Once again, that one crosses over. Misses the head pin on the left, and he leaves the 1-3-6. Shane says he wants to be an engineer when he grows up. Oh. Well, a little too high on the head pin. Sends the 3 around the 6, and an open frame cuts his lead to 8 pins. Look out. Well, he somehow got 6 out of that as the ball ran into the 6 and 10, but Everything cleared out the back row, and he somehow got the 4 to go as well. So just the 1, 2, 3, 5. But again, players just hooking it too much. You've either got to move farther left with your feet, or find a ball that doesn't hook as much, or stay behind the ball and don't get around it so much. Oh man, he almost left another 6, 7, 10. But this time the 7 goes down, and Kanan will have a spare that he can make. No, but it hooks past the 6 pin. So that's another open frame. Well, that was a better shot. Just a little wide of the head pin. Gets the 4 to go. That makes the spare a little bit easier. Just the 1, 2. I would expect he would make this. This is one that should be pretty easy for him. And I believe he's got it. There you go. Well, Shane Wood says his best moment in bowling was when he bowled a 186. That's his high game. Hooks Brooklyn, but this time he mixes them up and gets them all to go. Watch it again. He's got room. He could move a little farther left. I think that's what I would advise him to do. Or find a ball that he's got that doesn't hook as much. I mean, sometimes it's not such a bad idea to go to your spare ball if you have one. I mean, when the lanes are hooking this much, sometimes that's the only option. He leaves the 1, 2, 7, 9. The way you make it is to put the ball right in the pocket, really, right where the 1 pin and 3 pin meet. But he crosses over and misses the head pin entirely. So that's another open frame. And that hands the lead to Kanan Duncan. And I don't know if Kanan has gone to his spare ball here, but that ball's not coming back like it was earlier. And he's left the 1, 2, 4, 8. It's more under control, but he can't throw it that far to the right if it's not going to come back. Put the ball on the 1 and 2. You should get the rest. This is going to be close. He gets them all. He just gets the head pin. Yeah, he's saying, you were worried about that? I knew I had that all the way. He just grazed the head pin. That's okay. There's no markings on the score sheet for style points. How about this one? Oh dear. Right in the pocket, but the ball deflects around the 5 pin. And now he's got a split. Another one. How many splits has he left today? Here's how to make the 5-7. Put the ball on the outside edge of the 5 pin. Slide it over into the 7. And that's too much 5 pin there. So Shane Wood's lead grows to 15 pins. Now this young fellow also plays basketball, tennis and esports. That one nearly missed the head pin on the left side, but he leaves just the 3 pin. And this is a spare I would expect him to make. Oh no, it hooks past. So once again, a 4-pin lead as we get down to the closing frames in the match and in the tournament. Oh my. Well, if there's any good news in this, it's that he didn't lose any pins in count. And now if he can make a spare, it's just as if he went 9 spare. And he does make the spare. That's huge. It's Brooklyn, but it counts. See how he's getting around the ball too much? We saw the same thing with Phoenix. They just need to learn to keep the palm facing the pins longer and not get around the ball quite so much so soon. And that one tried to get back. Just got a sliver of the head pin, enough to knock it over and leave the 2-4-5. And boy, this is a dangerous spare. Especially if you're coming at it from the right side of the lane, like I know Kanan will. He'll throw it out to the right, and it'll come back. Put that ball between the 2 and 5, and you'll be all right. There you go. Well, we've had 3 close matches so far. One went to extra frames. And this one is showing signs of having a similar finish. Just 4 pins separating these 2 young competitors. And once again, he just barely ticks the head pin, but he gets 7. That's pretty good count on a spare. But now a tricky spare, the 3-6-9. He goes with his straighter shot. Oh, and he chops the 3 off the 6. That's Division 4 bowling to our right. We'll recap their stepladder when we get to the end of the show. Oh, Shane got that one pretty far to the right. It still almost went through the nose, but he trips the 4. Watch this one. You're going to want to pay particular attention to the 2 pin. That's the 3rd one from the left. He's going to send it to the left wall, and it comes back and just tips out the 4 pin. Boy, a strike here would put him in a commanding position. But instead, he pulls it left, leaves the 1-3. Should be a fairly routine spare. Well, there's nothing routine when you're just barely getting the left side of the key pin in the spare. The key pin is always the one in front. That's the one you have to hit with the ball to make any spare. But it is a spare, and now the lead is 18. Kanan mixes them up, and they all went down except the 8. And he's starting to run out of frames now. But it's not over yet. got to make this. And he does. Now, we saw Kanan earlier in the day get a double in the 10th. And boy, if ever there was a time for one, it's right now. If he could double in the 10th, he would force Shane to mark. But he goes a little high on the Brooklyn side, leaves the 6-10, a spare he has faced with mixed results today. He's gonna need to make it. And he does make it. So with a strike, Kanan would finish with 163. Shane would just need good count in the 10th, and he could win the match. Another split. Well, that's fitting, isn't it? A 7 count. So Shane just needs 4 pins. And that's more than enough. So Shane Wood stops Kanan Duncan in his march to the top. Shane Wood is going to take top honors today in Division 5 at the October KCO. Covering the spare. So with a strike, he would finish with 180. And Brooklyn will get it done, and it's a 180 to 160 victory. Shane Wood is your champion today at the KCO in Division 5. We'll get him to sign the coveted trophy pin when we return right after this. To keep up with all things Prodigy year-round, join the Prodigy Bowlers Tour Facebook group. It's absolutely free, and you'll get behind-the-scenes info about the show and some of the players you see bowling on it. Plus, you'll get the occasional sneak peek at what's coming on future episodes, and you'll stay informed about where the next episode stands in the creation process. From any page on Facebook, type the words Prodigy Bowlers Tour into the search bar and hit enter. That'll take you to the page where you can submit a request to join the Prodigy Facebook group. You'll be presented with 3 simple screening questions. Be sure to answer them. If you don't, we'll assume the request to join the group is coming from a spam bot, and you'll be denied access. Nobody wants spam bots in the group. So just follow the simple directions and answer the 3 screening questions. And we'll see you on Facebook. Well, when I turned to Kanan Duncan after the match, he looked at me and said, "He got me." And I suppose that's the best way to say it. Kanan bowled his heart out and had a great ride today, but in the end it was Shane Wood who made just a few more good shots to claim victory. But if there's one thing I know about Kanan, it's that he'll be back. On this day, though, the spoils of victory go to Shane Wood, our Division 5 champion at the 2025 KCO October Point Tournament. So let's go down to the lane so you can meet our newest champion. Not only do we have a first-time appearance on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, but he makes the most of it, and he's a first-time winner. Shane Wood, congratulations. You just took the title in Division 5 at the KCO on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Way to go. Are you speechless? Pretty much? What were you thinking about out there?
I wasn't really too worried on my score. I was just worried about how my next bowl.
You were thinking about one shot at a time. And boy, have I preached that for years. Kind of works, doesn't it?
I mean, that's just what my coach taught me.
Yeah, well, let's give him a little love. Him or her. Who's your coach?
Zach Wilkins.
Okay. And where do you bowl?
Tiger Bowl, Excelsior Springs.
Tiger Bowl, Excelsior Springs. We've had lots of kids from Tiger Bowl on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. And now we have another one, this time a winner. And Shane, you know what this means? It means you get to sign the coveted trophy pin, and in so doing, you punch your ticket to the Prodigy TOC at the end of the season. So go ahead and put your signature on there, along with today's date. What is today's date anyway? 10 what? Thank you. Usually I know this. 10/5/2025. So congratulations to Shane Wood, our latest winner on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. Congratulations, buddy. As I mentioned earlier on the show, the bowlers in our periphery to the right were the Division IV finalists. And here's how their stepladder played out. In the opening match, the 5 seed Lillian Fuhr won a close one against the 4 seed Paxton Rasmussen, 189-180. Then in match 2, young Adam Wilson won decisively over Lillian Fuhr, 220-127. Then in match 3, it was another close one as Adam Wilson survived a squeaker 210-208 against the 2 seed Quinn Schroeder. And in the championship match, the tournament leader, newcomer Xander Yim, eked by Adam Wilson 182-175 to claim the Division IV title. So Xander Yim joins Shane Wood on the invitation list to the season-ending Prodigy Bowlers Tour Tournament of Champions in June. On our next episode of Prodigy, you'll see the championship round in Division I, and we'll recap how the championship round stepladder finals played out for Divisions 2 and 3. Look for that on episode 198 in about a week. And if you'd like to bowl in an upcoming Kansas City Open and maybe qualify to be on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, visit the KCO's website at www.kansascityopen.com for everything you need to know to enter. So that's it for us today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help us grow the channel so we can show these awesome kids to more viewers across the country and around the world. So until next time, this is Coach Randy reminding you to stay behind the foul line and keep kicking out the corner pins, not the foul lights and ball returns. And I'll talk to you next time on Prodigy Bowlers Tour, episode 198. Until then, go get your bowl on.